So our study was entitled The Effects of AI-Based Language Learning Platform on Speaking Skill Among College Students. So first is introduction. So introduction is basically where the researchers present a little bit background of the study and the problem felt where the researchers needs to solve. Right. So in connection with our study, we noticed that speaking is really a challenge for most of the students from elementary up to here in college. So since our study was focused on college students first year, specifically first year college students English majors, so they are aspiring teachers. No, so as a teacher, it's part of their profession that they will speak and speak, right? So we want to we will utilize this speaking skill. It's one of the skills that will be utilized on their everyday lives as a teacher. So we'd like to find out if there are alternative ways to effectively improve their speaking skill. So upon researching, we noticed that AI or artificial intelligence is quite famous nowadays. That's under technology, since our technology is high tech compared to technology for the past generations. So we would like to utilize its accessibility and of course and its effectivity to effectively improve the speaking skill of our respondents. All right. So next is statement of the problem. This is where the whole research will revolve. The statement of the problem. These are the problems where the researchers need to solve. All right. So first one here in our study, in connection with our study, first we have the demographic profile of the study, where the demographic profile of the respondents, where of course we need to identify their age, their sex, their language spoken, and their frequent use of AI. So next we have the pre-performance activity and the post-performance activity. Since our research is an experimental one, so we'd like to we have this pre-test and post-test. No, but here in the study we called it the pre-performance activity, the post-performance activity. So we'd like to find out their data, right? Because after the pre, we will now proceed to the intervention. So after that, after the intervention, we'll now proceed to the post-performance activity, where we will identify if there are changes, right? If there are effects, right? All right. Next we have we would like to find out if there are a significant difference between the results of the pre-performance activity and the post-performance activity, since it will successfully claim the effects of our study. So we'd like to find out. So basically that will be our hypothesis, right? The null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. All right, so next is we would like to know the effects of this AI-based language learning platforms on the English speaking skill of the respondents. So basically we have two indicators with three sub indicators each. All right, so first indicator we have the language competence. So under this we have the vocabulary, grammar, and the pronunciation. So next one is the communication proficiency. So under this we have the comprehension, fluency, and of course the interactive communication. So these are our indicators, and we would like to find out if AI with the use of AR or language with the use of AI based language learning platforms will have an effect on these indicators. No, that's it. Next one is we would like to find out what are the recommendations that can be made based from the findings of our study. So those are the statements of the study. All right. Next, we also have this hypothesis. Of course, next one is the hypothesis, where we have the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. Well, where null hypothesis presents that there is no significant difference between the results of the pre-performance activity and the post-performance activity, and the alternative hypothesis, where it presents that there is a significant difference between the results of the pre and post performance activity. Right, so that's our hypothesis. And when it comes to the assumptions of the study, we assumed that there is an effect, there is a change, there is an improvement on the results of the respondents, right? When this AI based language learning platforms is was utilized, no, so there will be change, there will be an improvement. So that's our assumption. All right, next is one we have the significance of the study. So of course the significance of the study presents the beneficiaries, or what are the benefits and the beneficiaries of the study. So basically, to sum it up, the beneficiaries of the study are the students, of course, the parents, teachers, the curriculum developers, and the future researchers, where the students, teachers and parents, of course, students and parents, if our study was a successful one, they will be notified that AI can be used to improve their speaking skill. Students can now use this AI not just for playing games or any other reasons, but also to improve their speaking skill. No, they can use this to improve their speaking skill. And for the part of the parents, they can let their students or their children use the AI, because most of the parents, they think that the use of technology or AI can just, um give a negative effect on their kids, on their children. But with this study, we can rewrite their opinions, their thoughts, that AI can actually help their children to effectively improve their speaking skills. All right. So next one is the teacher. They can use this study, this AI, as part of the teaching techniques, as part of their teaching pedagogies, where they can use this as a tool to improve and assess their children's or their students' speaking skill. Alright, so next one is the curriculum developers. Of course, if this study is a successful one, they can include the use of AI on the curriculum itself, where the teachers, the schools, and other else can include the use of AI to effectively improve the speaking skill of their students. Now, aside from using traditional ways to improve their speaking skills or other skills, they can now use the AI, or artificial intelligence, to improve the speaking skills of their students. So that's the benefits of this study to these beneficiaries. And next one is, of course, the future researchers. Our study can be used as a reference for the future researchers if they have the same variables as just like we do. No, they can use our research as a basis to gather informations about AI and about speaking skill. And if they would like to, they can continue our research study to improve it, to make it more, you know improve, to conduct more improvements, no, to really claim our statements. All right, so that's the benefits, that's the significance of our study. All right, next one is the definition of terms. So this is where the researchers defined the unfamiliar words, unfamiliar terms in the study. It actually defined, using conceptual definitions and operational definitions, where we will say conceptual definitions, it's a definition based on the dictionaries. No, so that's the literal definition of the words, of those words. But when we say operational definitions, or the words defined operationally, it means that those words are defined based or according to the use of the study, or how the study used those words. So actually, basically in our study, we defined technology, we defined AI based language learning platforms, or AI based language learning platforms, kasi most of the students, most of the people, they don't know what AI is. No, so basically, conceptually, when we say AI, it's an artificial intelligence. It's a computer or a robots where they can mimic the behavior of an intelligent beings, where they don't need to be controlled every now and then. No, because they are programmed to be that way, to use that way, to function that way, because they can mimic intelligent beings. So that's artificial intelligence. So here in our study, we use AI, or AI based language learning platforms, to effectively improve the students or the respondents speaking skill. No, now, when we say AI based language learning platforms, when we say AI, or artificial intelligence, it's a general term. It's a general term for any robots or any computers with artificial intelligence. So that's AI. But when we say AI based language learning platforms, these AI are focused on learning, focus on giving learnings, knowledge, or improving the skills of the users. No, so that's what AI based language learning platforms meant, right? Right, that's it. So that's the definition of terms. Of course, we defined here the pronunciation, vocabulary, fluency, interactive communication, comprehension, and so on and so forth, where it actually we use that here in our study as the indicators to assess the effects of AI. Alright, so that's the definition of terms. Alright, next one is the RRL and the RRS. So basically, what stated that AI is a captivative advancement in modern technology. Where of course it's literally true. And Copeland said that AI is really those things, those computers, those gadgets that can mimic the behavior of an intelligent beings. No, so that's what Copeland said. So those things, those and um, aside from I've mentioned authors, we also gather different studies, different um, um, related studies and literatures that surely connected to our studies. We use those things, we use those studies and literatures to get all to become the basis of our study to get to gather informations about AI and speaking skill and so on and so forth that will actually support our speaking or our study about speaking skill with the use of AI based language learning platform. All right, next one. Next one, we have the methodology. So here in methodology, to sum it up, we used experimental research design because since we have this pre and post test and of course the intervention, that's why it's under experimental research design. Next, after that, under experimental research design, we also use the complete block design where we use this to block our respondents, no, where to gather the exact respondents that we need. For example, there are 100 students, there are 100 students, so we only need 50 respondents. So we have these to conduct this blocking, we will have the characteristics, we will state the characteristics or platforms that will become uh, let's say a ways or a characteristic for them to become our respondents. All right, so that's the use of our complete block design and to lessen the number of our respondents, but you know um not just I mean not to super lessen it, but of course to make it appropriate to our study, right? So our final research, our final respondent is 50 respondents. All right, next one is we have the respondents. Just like what I've said, our respondents are the first year English major students of the Bao Community College. We chose them as our respondents because since they are first year, their academical stress is not too high compared to other year level. And in fact, they still have time. Since they are first year, they still have at least a little bit time to enhance their speaking skill compared to other year level courses, just like second year, third year, and fourth year that are focused on, they are more focused on academically. So they don't have enough time to improve their speaking skill. And of course, next one is first year because they conduct face-to-face classes more often compared to other year levels courses, so we can conduct our study with them face to face. No, that's what we need. That's why we chose first year English majors as our respondents, and specifically we chose 50 of them. All right, next one is the sampling method. So we utilize the purposive sampling method as our sampling method. It is where we will just choose the respondents based on their willingness and their availability. So that's why we chose this kind of sampling method because choosing the respondents is really quite hard because we will depend on their availability since our study is far more on need on face-to-face interaction. That's why we need their availability, their attention. That's why we use this purposive sampling method. Right. Next one is the instrument. So the instrument of our study is interview. We utilize the interview to conduct our pre-performance activity and post-performance activity. This interview will help us determine the effects of AI-based language learning platforms on the speaking skill of our respondents. Right. So aside from interview, of course, we will utilize the the recorder to record the statements of the respondents, and after that we will just trying to assess it and we will put the scores. That's why we have the criteria. We have a criteria for each of the indicators to have a numerical value and to compute the differences. Now, so that's our instrument. So next one is the statistical data or this statistical analysis. So here in our statistical data or statistical analysis, we have the frequency count, the percentage technique, the mean, median, and mode that will actually emphasize or compute the scores of the respondents of their pre and post performance activities. So that's the use of the mean, median, and mode. So here in frequency count, we'll try to know how many respondents are female, how many respondents are males, how many are with this age, are in this age. So, and of course, the percentage technique where we would like to know in a percentage way. We would like to know how many respondents you got the scores, how many percentage, how many percent does this um, um, female has in totality. So that's it. That's the use of our frequency count and percentage technique. So next one is we also have the ranking. Now we will rank the scores of the respondents. Right. So that's the ranking. And lastly, we have the paired test where it will surely answer or yeah, it will surely answer our hypothesis whether if there is a significant difference or if there is no significant difference between the results of the pre-performance activity and the post-performance activity. Right? So that's our methodology.